Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Team Elevate Growth Team. Where are you watching me from? Thank you so much for tuning in to Career Growth with Karen once again. My name is Karen Olege or Karen Gaira. I'm getting used to it, guys, and I'm happy to have you in this channel. I am a career strategist and coach. Welcome to this channel. If it's your first time here, this is the channel where we have empowering conversations about your careers, how we can have more fulfilling, more satisfying, and progressive careers. If that's what you're looking for, then you're in the right place. Please subscribe to the channel, like our content, share it, comment on it, and let's have a conversation even down below on the episode. Today we are talking about, are you or can you be happy in management, guys? This is a topic that has been mentioned by some of you, and today we are going to talk about can you be happy in management? Is management everybody's cup of tea? So let's have that conversation today. Now let's get started. This is Career Growth with Karen. So guys, this is an interesting one. I had no plans to do such an episode, but I have actually received requests, not from one person, actually from more than one person, who are asking me about management. And these are just people in my circles who have stepped into management roles and they're realizing they're exchanging that for their happiness, maybe, or they're just not able to be happy. They're finding it overwhelming. Being in management, it's really stressful. And so they're wondering, is this it? Is this what we were looking for when we were looking for these promotions and everything? I'm here to just debunk some things or say some things about management, and then you will be able to use that information to make your decisions going forward. So I'm just going to say something first. Before you get to management, there's where you started. You start as a junior level staff, you are an associate or an analyst or just an officer, and you're learning the ropes. And perhaps you get promoted or you keep on rising the ranks. And at some point, you may get to that level where now you're being asked into management. And management just means now you're going to be maybe a supervisor, a team leader. You have a few staff who are reporting to you. That's what management means. So you're now stepping into a manager role. Now, management is about people. Being a manager is about people, guys. And I know that most of the time, the way promotions happen in our workplace is that if maybe you're in finance, you're technically very good, in doing the finance books and everything. And so because people have seen your technical expertise, they now make you a manager, forgetting that management is about people. It's about people leadership. So you could be very much technically good, but you're not equipped with people skills. You don't know how to be a manager, and therefore you can easily flop in your manager role, despite the fact that you were very good in your previous position, just being a technical expert. So we must also always know that management is about people. And it's not everybody's cup of tea. By the way, people leadership, people management, it's not everybody's cup of tea. And you're absolutely right to be the kind of a person who says, I don't want to be the person who leads people. Now, I will tell you something about one case I experienced in my former employment. There is a lady who, she was technically very, very good at her work. And I think at some point there was an opportunity for her for a manager position. And her line manager proposed her for this position. And I mean, when he proposed for that promotion, even in HR, we were happy with it because we knew that the lady, she's very competent and she had shown her competency over time. And the entire organization knew this girl and she was just very, very good. But when this opportunity was extended to her, she actually turned it down. That's the first time I saw somebody turn down a manager position. And I wondered because, I mean, manager position is a promotion. It also comes with perks and a higher salary. So you wouldn't expect for somebody to turn it down. But for her, she just said, you know what, guys, I'm happy to do what I'm doing. She was actually in the legal space. She was a lawyer, but she was working in the firm that I was working in, a division of legal. And she was just like, you know what, I'm not ready to lead a team. I'm not ready for people issues. In fact, what she said is, I'm not ready for people issues. I don't want to be dealing with people problems. So let me just do my work. That is actually an okay thing for somebody to say. So the first thing you need to analyze and assess yourself is, as a person, are you a people person or are you not? Would you rather go into management, or would you rather just stay as a specialist? And it's okay for you to rise within the ranks, but remain a specialist as opposed to being a people manager. So that is something that you really need to assess yourself and be honest with yourself and say, I cannot fit into this box. And it is totally okay, especially where the world is moving right now. You can be a specialist in your area without necessarily ever having to be a people manager. So that is the first thing. Don't step into management if you know that you're not a people person. Secondly, you could be a people person, but still you also need to be equipped, or to equip yourself with management skills. Naturally, you could be somebody who is ready to work with people, you're ready to lead a team, but in as much as you're ready, it doesn't mean you have all the skills. It just means that you're open to it. And therefore, your organization should either invest in you to be a good manager, or you can also invest yourself in learning some skills. Learn about motivating teams. How can you motivate people? How do you mentor people? How do you coach people? So I could be, personally, I'm a people person. I love working with teams and leading teams, but still I have to be taught some ropes about how do you mentor, how do you coach, how do you lead, how do you role model, because these things, there is a science and an art to it. And in as much as I'm happy to be a manager, I also need to learn and to equip myself with the skills to be a people manager. So in the event that you step into a management role and your organization may either equip you with that skill, but sometimes they just don't do it. So you can ask for those opportunities to go for management training, so that you can start to learn how to be a better team manager. And if you don't get this, you can also just do it on your own. You can try to get some ways in which you can equip yourself with skills. One very good way is by taking leadership or management roles in informal setups. For example, in your church, in any volunteer organization, in Nyumba Kumi initiative, you can take up such management. And this is actually a very good training ground especially when you take up management roles in an informal space, in a volunteer space. It really teaches you management, because informal spaces, like for example in a church, if you're leading a team or a Bible study group or a Nyumba Kumi initiative, this is a higher calling of leadership. And why I call it that is because there are no rules. There are almost no boundaries. So you can imagine being able to share a vision, to rally people around a shared vision, to mobilize people towards an activity, to empower people, to mentor them, to coach them in such an informal space. It's a very good training ground. And once you have those skills, applying them in the workplace becomes very easy, and it helps you to navigate better your management role where you have been given at work. Now, let's talk about somebody who already they have assessed themselves. They know they are a people person. They are happy to be in management. They are in the process of equipping themselves with management skills. Remember, I'm not saying you can be 100% there. Even those of us who have been in management for a while, we still equip ourselves. We still go and learn about delegation. We still go and learn about mobilizing. We are still equipping ourselves. It's a continuous journey. But assuming you already have that in the bag, so can management be happy? There are still some things that you need to do, because management can be overwhelming. Just as I said, when you step into a manager role, remember you still have the technical aspects of the work. If you're a HR manager, you still have HR to do, and then you have people to lead. If you're a finance manager, you still have finance to do, then you have people to lead. So how do you make sure that you don't get lost or frustrated in this manager space? So the first thing that I will say is, don't take matters to heart, guys. Don't take matters too personal. Don't take matters too personal. Remember, as a manager, you are a representative of the organization. This is a tricky position, because what this does to you is that staff see you as the ultimate management, and they can let out their frustrations on the organization to you as a person. Remember, even as a manager, you're not responsible for everything that is going on in the organization. You may be responsible for part of it, but not everything. So sometimes maybe a staff is not happy with their salary. They will release that frustration on you as a manager. They will tell you about their salary. Remember, as a manager, you don't have the final say on a staff's salary. Salary is a function of organizational budgets. So you may even as a manager want to add their salary, but it's not possible because of the budgets that the organization is running in. So as a manager, you're in that catch-22 situation where you want to do this for your staff. They're frustrated, but because of the other constraints of the larger organization, you're not able to. So remember, the buck stops with the organization but doesn't stop with you. So don't take it to heart when, for example, you're not able to give the salary that you would wish to this staff. Maybe the staff has asked for a promotion, they have asked for salary, they have asked even for a certain benefit, maybe even they're asking for an increased medical cover, and you're not able to give this because it doesn't sit with you. You have tried to lobby maybe with HR and with the rest of the organization, and they have told you no, it's not possible at this time. Don't take it to heart, guys. It's not about you, it's about the organization. Also, do not be over invested in people's burdens. For example, if somebody is sick, know your boundaries. You can only as much as care for them, show empathy, maybe visit them in the hospital if they are in hospital. If they are struggling with bills, you can only as much as maybe contribute to maybe a portion of what their bills are. Maybe I'm talking about people who have exhausted a medical cover and maybe they are in a terminal illness and they have put out a pay bill. There is limits to what you can do, but there is a place after which you can't operate. I mean, you cannot heal this person. You cannot give them guaranteed employment for 17 years because now they'll be on medication for that long. Imagine a case where somebody has to be away from work for more than 2 years. And this happens. Maybe somebody is a cancer patient. They have to be out of work because they're traveling abroad and all that. And the organization needs a replacement because work needs to go on. So there are limits and there are boundaries to which you can reach with your empathy and your understanding and your care. So understand that even you as a manager, you're working within the organization. So don't take things too personally. Don't beat yourself for not being able to assist this staff the way you would have wanted. Remember that even for you, you're limited towards what you can do and what you cannot do. The second thing, use the company policies to your advantage. Let these policies help you, especially the HR policy, the finance policy, etc. Let these policies help you to answer employee questions. A staff will come to you asking for a promotion. Use that policy. It stipulates how a promotion should be done. If the staff does not meet that criteria, use that to tell them it's not possible because this is the policy, this is what it says. And if it is possible within the policy, again, it makes it easy for you as a manager to have that conversation with the business leaders and HR to say, this is the policy we've set out. This staff, they already check all this and therefore this should be a go. So use this. Don't subject yourself to too much decision making. Some of these things have already been catered for within our policies. So all you need to do is to acquaint yourself with the policy and apply the policy and make HR your friend. People leadership is people issues, and HR guys, they know how to handle people issues. So when you have these problems, also don't go home wondering, oh my gosh, now I have this stuff. They are telling me they are sick. They cannot be here beyond they need to be away from work for so long. What do I do? Don't die with that problem. HR is equipped to deal with people issues. So walk straight into HR. They are your advisors. Actually, that's why they are being paid. That's why they exist in your organization. So as a manager, don't die with an issue there regarding your staff. Sometimes you have a staff that's not performing and you don't know what to do. Other times you have a heavy workload for majority of your staff in the department. You don't know what to do. Sometimes you have staff that are doing barely nothing. You have an organization where the workload has greatly increased and you can see that you're paying for too many staff and yet the workload is not as much. Walk to HR. Don't stress yourself with these problems. Just make HR your best friend. And in HR, because I am in HR, we know the managers that use us. We know the managers that always come to us as their advisors. They don't stress. They just come to us and they say, this is the issue. What do I do? This is the issue. What do I do? And these are just informal conversations. It doesn't have to be emails with a memo to HR. You're telling us this and this. No, just walk to your HR. Tell them, by the way, there is this matter. And let HR always support you. HR together with the company policies, you have enough support. So don't die with the issues that the staff are bringing to you. The third thing, be intentional about your rest and recuperation. Managers, please be intentional. And why I say that is because people issues have no boundaries. They are not 8 to 5. Your job can be 8 to 5, but people issues are not 8 to 5. Because your staff getting an accident at 6 p.m. and being rushed to the hospital and you being called at 7 p.m. That is not something that you can confine to 8 to 5, So there are things, people issues are beyond, they're outside of the 8 to 5, but you need to be intentional about rest and recuperation. Now, you may find that sometimes in the whole of your working day, you're just in meetings about stuff, you're in meetings about people's discipline case, you're going to see somebody in hospital, you're doing this and doing that, and sometimes it can overwhelm, and you find that even the work that you're supposed to do, you haven't done it. So you stretch your hours, and most managers will be familiar to this. You really don't even know what's your working time. You stretch beyond 5, you're working into the night, you're working in the weekends sometimes. Please have your boundaries, and intentionally set aside time for rest and recuperation. That work that you're doing, it will never end. And for a manager, there is never a good time to go on leave. There is no good time, because every time the business needs you, every time your team needs you, there is no good time for you to take a rest. So sometimes you need to intentionally pull back and say, this week I am not around. Communicate that early enough to your subordinates, to your team, communicate early enough to your boss as well. And please take the rest. Don't wait for the work to tone down. It will never tone down. Take the rest. Plan your leave. And a good way to do it is look at your working life in quarters. The year has quarters, yeah? Quarter 1 up to quarter 4. Spread your leave so that you can take 1 week in Q1, 1 week in Q2, 1 week in Q3, 1 week in Q4 at the bare minimum. And this just helps you to always relax. And when you go on leave, do not carry your laptop with you. Managers, please do not be there on the emails and on your phone, and you're responding to things and you're still stressing about work matters when you're supposed to be on leave. Intentionally take that break, put down your laptop, put down that company email, don't check it, go away and have a good time and enjoy your rest, and then come back recuperated, rejuvenated, and ready to make better decisions for the organization. The other thing, delegate thinking. I know you know about delegation, but I'm now talking about delegating tasks, but I'm talking about delegating thinking. One of the key things in management is you're always thinking. I find myself even in traffic, I'm thinking about a company problem. I'm asking myself, now this staff who are doing this and this, what am I going to do? Now this, sometimes I'm even in the shower and I'm thinking, I'm thinking about company stuff, guys. And that's why I'm saying, when you're a manager, it's not 8 to 5. There are no boundaries. You'll literally be having your dinner at night and you're thinking, what am I going to do about this company problem? So you find yourself thinking a lot. You're thinking. Delegate that thinking to your staff. When staff come to you with problems, ask them for solutions. Use a coaching approach to always get solutions from staff so that they also help you to reason things out. These dilemmas that you're going through, let your staff and your team help you to think about their solutions. So be somebody who likes to have brainstorming meetings. Just set up a meeting where we are coming to brainstorm. I don't have the answers. You don't have the answers, but you are coming to brainstorm. Sometimes I have done such meetings where I'm just tired of this issue, this dilemma. I don't want to think about it anymore because it's so much work to think. So I put people in a 30-minute meeting and I say, we are here to brainstorm. So this is the problem. I don't have the solution. In many cases, people will expect the manager to come with the answer, but don't make this the norm. Just come into the room and say, I don't also have a solution. So let's think about it. And you will be so surprised. There are meetings. There's literally a meeting I had this week, the week when I am shooting this episode, which is not the week when you will watch it, but there is an issue I had, and I just brought people into a meeting. I told them, let's think about this, guys. And when they came, and just before the meeting, I thought of a solution, but I said, let me pack my solution, or rather not a solution, but an option, at least one alternative. I said, let me pack it. I won't say it. And in this meeting, I just told guys, this is the problem. So what do we do? Do you know, literally 15 minutes into the meeting, we had a solution from one of the members, which actually was a better solution than what I had thought about earlier. So what does this tell you? If I just said, as a manager, my work is to think, and I thought of this, my solution, and I implemented it, I would be losing out on a much better solution that actually came out from one of my team members. So for me, I prefer that you delegate, have these brainstorming meetings, and then when your staff come to you with issues, always ask them, so what can we do about this? They will tell you, I think we can do this. Ask them, what else can we do? So you are also expanding their thinking, asking them to think for more than one alternative, so that with every problem that they're bringing, they don't just throw the problem at your desk. They give you the problem with at least 3 solutions. That already means that the work has been lessened for you, so that you can now start ruminating on the 3 solutions and figure out which is the best one. But they're not just coming to throw a problem at your desk. In fact, don't allow that. Don't allow for people to only throw a problem at your desk, because everyone has a mind, so they can also think. So when they come to you with the problem, even a line manager, ask them, what do you think? What do you think we can do about this? Then let them say, I think we can do this. Then ask them, what else can we do? What if this doesn't work? What if we don't have the budget to implement this? What if we don't get the buy-in from leadership for this? What else can we do? So they are the ones giving you the solutions. And at the end of the day, you have less stress to think, less things to think about when you're having dinner and when you're taking a shower. The last thing, I would say, at every point, define what success means to you as a manager. What is success to you? Success is not the same from one manager to the other. Remember, you're not trying to outdo the other managers by writing emails after hours and telling us you worked at night. That may not be success. And I know some managers will be putting pressure on you because this is what they are doing. They are responding to emails at 10 p.m. That may not be you. And that is, for example, not me ever. You will never catch me at 10 p.m. on my work, laptop and stuff, because I have other things that I do after hours. But I'm just saying, you don't need to put yourself in the pressure of what the other managers are doing. So if they are working excess hours, that is not success for you. Success for you may mean just completing a certain project, or passing a certain policy, or empowering a certain employee so that they are better off with their tasks, or even affording rest after a certain period of time. That can be success to you. So don't be caught up in this. Other managers are doing this. They are working until 10 p.m. Other managers are going for golf on Sunday. I also need to go for golf. Other managers are doing this. No. Define what success means to you. Define your boundaries of work, and then live within those limits. Do not give yourself that peer pressure from other managers. Now, I hope I have shared a few tips that can help you out as a manager to still be happy, to still enjoy work, because management is to be enjoyed, to still enjoy. I also still have my moments of frustration. Sometimes I'm really busy. I have too many problems about my staff or about the teams that I'm leading, that they're just there with me in the traffic. They're there with me. Sometimes I'm spending family time, and my mind is still thinking about those issues. So I'm also not there yet, but I hope that some of these tips can help you have a better life as a manager. And those of you who are in management and you're acing it, please share your experience here, and let's support one another to navigate management in a better way. So that's it for today. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Please comment down below on the content, like the content, share it with your friends, and let's learn and let's grow together. Until next time, see you soon.